Without logs, forestry dies, like a restaurant with no food. And forestry was the backbone of our province for decades, providing jobs, infrastructure, revenue, and helping build small towns across BC. Today, the industry is in ruins. The cause? A steady decline in the allowable cut. Powerful US-funded environmentalists have weaponized our love of nature, using endangered species laws, so-called old-growth protection, and climate scams like carbon credits to lock up productive forest land. Simultaneously, Indigenous tribal chiefs and reconciliation industry lawyers leverage spurious sovereignty claims to engage in lawsuits or blockades which restrict access to public forests, as we saw with Fairy Creek. My question to the Minister of Forests is this: will you take even one small step to reduce the control that the environmental and reconciliation lobbies have over your ministry?
Minister of Forests.
Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm very proud to be the Minister of Forests and to be able to work with the entire forest sector, which includes environmental organizations, First Nations, to really look at the path forward. We are facing dire circumstances in forestry right now because of the challenging circumstances we're facing with Donald Trump's attack on our forest sector. And this requires us to be able to look at the future of forestry. I want to acknowledge the member's comments about forestry being the bedrock industry for the province of British Columbia. I feel very strongly, as does the Premier and those members on this side of the House, that forestry will continue to be that strong, sustainable sector that produces and creates good-paying jobs in every corner of this province. And unlike the member opposite, we are not going to pit First Nations against government. Unlike the member opposite, we are not going to cut down more old-growth trees and go back to 1950s-style clear-cutting efforts. What we are going to do is lay the path forward that ensures that we can have a strong, sustainable sector that ensures that we are stewarding our lands, protecting our communities from wildfires, and ensuring that we are creating prosperity in every corner of this province.
Member has supplemental.
You know, it's a funny thing. Donald Trump can't destroy our forest industry because the Premier already has. In fact, he's beaten it to death. This government has destroyed this once mighty industry. It's so bad that paper mills in Port Alberni are importing fiber from, you guessed it, the United States. In the name of reconciliation, this government is refusing to issue cutting permits necessary to keep mills open. While BC's allowable cuts decline, our neighbours over in Alberta have increased theirs by close to 50% over the past couple of decades. My question: will the minister commit to increasing the allowable cut?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Forestry 101, I think, is an important thing for all members of the House. The government does not increase the annual allowable cut. The independent chief forester sets the annual allowable cut. What I will do, Mr. Speaker, is work across government with all of my colleagues, the Minister of Waterland and Resource Stewardship, the Minister of Environment, to ensure that we can move forward on a major project that the Premier has set, and that is to ensure that we can have a strong, sustainable forest sector that produces a harvest that creates jobs and prosperity in every corner of this province. We are doing that on the coast, where we have seen a significant reduction of raw logs leaving our communities and jobs leaving our community. As an example, when we took government, over 6 million logs were leaving, cubic meters worth of logs were leaving our province every single year. That's enough logs to build over 100,000 homes. Those numbers have gone down considerably since we took office. Another example in the interior, we are investing in value-added manufacturing. In my colleague from Castlegar's riding, we have a first-of-its-kind mass timber modular housing facility, the first of its kind in North America, here in British Columbia. Mr. Speaker, these are the steps that we're taking to ensure that we can have a strong, sustainable forest sector, and we won't apologize for the work that we're doing, and we'll bring First Nations, we'll bring industry, all to the same table to build that path forward.